Dzień dobry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, after the break. We are on the day 2 of infraBIM Visegrad Group in Arena Gliwice in Poland. And one plenary session has been finished and one discussion panel on asset management, content management. And now we are about to start the second plenary session, and we will have different comments on some aspects in modeling BIM processes, and so this session is called BIM components. So we will be speaking about railways, roads, or bridges, or also volumetric facilities, and we will see how Solidarity Communicational Hub is developing in terms of BIM, and you will also have quite a lot of aspects like roads, railways, and airports, and also volumetric elements. We have 6 sessions, and most of them will be delivered in Polish, but you can use the English interpretation, and you are also free to ask your questions in chat. You can contact experts on networking, and if you ask your questions, please clearly mention who is to answer your question. It will facilitate the Q&A session. Please remember about the BIM content. You can win PWM books. And the first speaker will be Wojciech Lelek. And the title of his presentation is BIM Data Digital Organization, a New Order in Your Company. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to infraBIM in my presentation, and I will do my best to tell you about digital organization of BIM data. My name is Wojciech Lelek, and we are authorized distributor of Autodesk. And as a technical consultant, I deal with Autodesk, but also with BIM. Feel invited to my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes. This is very little time to tell you about efficient data organization, but let me start with a theoretical approach. Data, it is information, and in the literature you will see quite different ideas on how to discuss this, and it can be presented by authors or also some other stakeholders, and the characteristic aspect is the engineering aspect. So this is a classical approach, and where information is strongly related with theoretical concept of communicational system, where you have like source of information, receiver codes, etc. But in an everyday understanding, the most important is for us to information or some kind of relationship or feature. It should be accurate, up-to-date, complete, and also useful. Why am I starting with this? Ladies and gentlemen, as organization and general order is a basis for operation of society, and currently we need to understand some technical novelties, equipment, technological solutions, and development of the society, and also development of the smartphones, and also the pioneering developments like lunar vehicles. And without going deep into details on how the world is accelerating, the order requires some kind of knowledge. And the knowledge, it is measurable and data or information, but the logical consequence of gathering or getting of developing of data is ordering of data, and ordering of data with some kind of features like colors, level of complexity, and coming back for the order to be able to put it, we need to base on somehow. We will not be able to create things without the foundations, and the things need to be ordered for us to be able to use those things. And of course, it is applicable to all the aspects, also the humanistic and medical or scientific sciences. But we are the most interested in engineering aspects of data, and this is what I will concentrate on. Logically, the deeper we go, the more the things are complicated. The more data we have, the more complicated that's going to be. In the past, they were using like drawing board and pencil and eraser, or also the carbon paper. But now the number of functions you've got in AutoCAD, it is like 1,500. In fact, it is 1,499 for the. Of course, it is all about drawing, but the thing is also on how many things you need to remember, and the volume of data is increasing, and you need to process all this data. So this will suggest some kind of discipline, and this will impose some kind of organization of your files, as otherwise you will get lost. And you will get into increasing information chaos, and you've got more and more data, and the trend is not going to be reversed. And the data and files can be organized in different ways, like you can use charts like pile charts or map of thoughts or other charts, but also you can use books, instructions, documents or standards. You can also try to memorize them, you can categorize them in your mind, but data can also be organized, or the information can be information like it is with the database. Of course, for this, you need to digitize your data to make it useful for the IT process. And this is how you get to BIM. And the basis of BIM is all about the organization of information. And the information needs to be interrelated. As we all know, BIM, it is creating and preparing of information which will be included in a particular element or in a part of a design. So the information included in this acronym plays an important role, as throughout the life cycle of the project it is interrelated with some elements or components, or it is a foundation of all the activities you do as a designer. So if you have solid foundations, this is the basis. So BIM processes are based on common data space. And this is a database with sorted, organized, or visually presented data which are used to create some kind of end product. And main purpose is to create one or single information source. And there are a couple of stages like designing, planning, building, or operating. And throughout this cycle, throughout the life cycle, you use virtual data. They help you to carry out your designing process from point A to Z, and they also help to digitize your construction process. And ECD can take different forms. This can be a disk model or a cloud system, and this is what I would like to concentrate on. We have quite many cloud systems available, like Autodesk. And some of you probably know some of them. We have also Autodesk Construction Cloud. It connects the best functionalities of all the products which allow you to carry out your designing from A to B. And of course, the core is Autodesk Docs. So this is a repository of your designing data, and this is where you store all your files which are indispensable to carry out the process from your concept up to managing the facility, organizing distribution, sharing of files on one platform, document management, and also ensuring that all team members have access to all those necessary and the most up-to-date information. As I have already mentioned, CDE should be the only, sometimes we call it the only source of truth. But this also can be some kind of reference we can use to check if our files are most up-to-date. Another important element from the perspective of data and generally cooperation on a design is another module, another product that's Autodesk Collaborate Cloud. This is intended for designing cooperation with designers, and it supports all the stakeholders involved in the BIM process, like increasing of flexibility or also facilitating the mental cooperation. Obviously, it also has some automatic detection of collision, which facilitates significantly the avoidance of extra costs on later stage. As the closer we are to the commissioning, the higher is the cost of any changes or revisions. We can also aggregate models and manage whatever happens in the design, in the project. And it is not only about revisions, but all the things can be marked, and you can also manage those as we have the archive available. Another important thing is a product called Autodesk Takeoff. It allows the estimators to make generate volumes calculations, so you can quantify the number of elements in the model, and it is coherent with the database, with the CDE, as all these products are interrelated. They have one interface and access to the same data. Another interesting product supporting the idea of working on data, it is Autodesk Build, which supports us in terms of implementation for seamless cooperation and erecting of the building on time and under the budget. It is used for managing the project, managing the quality, health and safety aspects. It is also used for closing of the project and cost management, and it also can be used for technical documentation management, which is the basis, is a foundation of all the designing offices or construction companies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Autodesk Construction Cloud is, which supports the idea of organized data and order within the project. From the concepts, from designing to planning, execution, to operation of the structure according to what is required by the investor and the intent of designing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all from me today. In case of any questions, feel free to contact me. That's my email address displayed here on the slide. Thank you very much for your participation in this short but also, I believe, interesting presentation. Thank you to the organizers for inviting me for the second year consecutively, and Wojciech, Lelek, greetings from me. Thank you, Wojciech. As usually, perfectly prepared presentation.